Members of the Dracut School Committee, Superintendent Stone, representatives of the Dracut Scholarship Foundation, parents, teachers, and distinguished guests. My name is Alexander Corcoran, and I am the president of the class of 2015. It is my pleasure to welcome you to share our commencement, our last event as students of Dracut High School. The class of 2015 is especially pleased to welcome all Dracut teachers who are present at our graduation today. On behalf of the class, I request all teachers of the Dracut Public Schools stand and be recognized. Hey, how are you? And now, it is my honor to introduce my classmates, the Dracut High School class of 2015. At this time, I ask our class secretary, Kaylee DiCamillo, and our class treasurer, Aristotemus Malieros, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you could please remain standing for our class treasurer, Ari Maliaros.
Would you please join us in a moment of silence for those family members who are no longer with us, but whose memory lives on in the hearts of those assembled here today.
Thank you, Dracut High School Show Choir. Please be seated. My name is Richard Maley. I'm the principal of Dracut High School. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this evening's commencement. On behalf of the graduates, I'm pleased to welcome our Dracut School Committee, leaders of our town government, our faculty, our staff, parents, and our invited guests. As we start our commencement, I'm also very honored to recognize 11 Dracut High School graduates, the class of 2015, who will serve in the armed forces of the United States of America. Will those graduates who will be serving the United States please stand and be recognized by the people of the United States? Graduates, in about an hour, you will be awarded your high school diplomas. And at that moment, you will end your studies here at Dracut High School. Your journey of more than 700 school days ends tonight. And what a journey that has been. I wonder if you remember. Do you remember your freshman year at Dracut High School? You were all very excited to enter that mythical, that wondrous, that mysterious thing called high school. You were ready for us, but we weren't quite ready for you. You see, at that time, construction was just beginning on the new Dracut High School, and large sections of the portable classrooms were being demolished. Unfortunately, we had no room for you. Yes, you had to remain the third year at the Lakeview Junior High School building. Yes, many of you were very disappointed and thought you were going to be 8th graders a second time. Patience. But you were troopers. You marched back and forth through the snow, through the rain, through the sleet. Seemed like you were on your way to letter carriers more than high school graduates, but you did it. You were committed to your studies and making your high school experience work. Dedication. Finally, before you knew it, grade 10 arrived, and you were super sophomores. More importantly, you were now assigned full-time to the high school. Yes, I remember that September, almost 3 years ago. You arrived full of energy, much like you are today. Full of excitement. The building was torn apart, but you as a class were all together. Remarkably, your enthusiasm did not diminish as you made your way through plywood corridors, illuminated by hanging light bulbs, accompanied by your new companions, dust and noise. But things were actually looking up. We soon learned that we had electricity some of the time, so that was a good thing. Sacrifice. During your sophomore year, temporary cafeteria was set up in the mini gym. It was a little warm in that space, you'll remember that. Very crowded. But you found other areas, even if it was a piece of the floor down the corridor. During that year, I remember questions about temperatures in the classrooms. Rooms were frequently overheating. The temperature was approaching 90 degrees in some rooms. But you solved that problem very, very easily. You see, all you had to do was wait till you went to your next classroom where it was 50 degrees, and you had an even 70 degrees on average your whole day. It was a beautiful day. Problem was solved. Fortitude. Who could forget the many fire drills we had? Often occurring during rain. By now, some of the faculty were asking me questions. How are we going to do this? It's impeding our instruction. I tried to look for the silver lining in that construction challenge. Told them that would quickly rinse the dust that was accumulating on them if they just had fire drills in the rain frequently. They really didn't buy it, but they bought a little time. Last year, the parking lots were dug up. You had to park over by the track pretty far away. I didn't think it was that inconvenient, but some of you were onto a new idea, an ironclad excuse. I dug up the parking lots, and now you had a perfect reason for being late. And I was asked more than once, and Mr. Manley, when are you going to fix it? Well, we did fix it. Remember adaptability. And speaking of being late, perhaps you can help me with one final question I have of all of you. You see, I was going over some tardy reports yesterday. I came across this odd report. I have it here. 200 juniors reported being late to class yesterday. They all had the same very odd excuse. I have it right here. It says, couldn't get to class on time due to unidentified senior beach ball volleyball tournament in the main lobby? Anyone know anything about that? Humor. And so graduates, as you sit here on your graduation night, take a last look at your high school behind me. You've earned a special place in the history of Dracut High. Your sacrifice, hard work, endurance, adaptability, patience, and humor has permitted us to build the new Dracut High School. This is your legacy to your school. This is your greatest class gift. Continue to live your lives guided by these principles, and you will achieve great things in the years to come. And you don't have to take my word for it. Simply look behind me at the new Dracut High School. Congratulations and best wishes, class of 2015. And now I'd like to call to the podium Alexander Corcoran.
Once again, good evening and thank you all for coming. Seniors, do you remember sitting in the junior high gym at our 8th grade graduation, a small, awkward 13-year-old just wondering what the next 4 years across the street would be like? What memories you were going to make? What dreams you were going to achieve? What kind of person you would become? Now, here we are, 4 years later, many of us still awkward 18-year-olds, thinking back on the memories that we could only dream about back then and wondering what our next 4 years would be like. This class is unique because we're the only class to have been in the original Dracut High School and experienced the transition into the completed, renovated Dracut High School. This place has evolved rapidly over the past 4 years, similar to us. As president, I've had the privilege to really get to know nearly every single member of our class individually, and have gotten familiar with all of the groups of friends that have been made over the years in order to bring us together. It has been fascinating watching us grow, learn, and bond over our 4 years at Dracut High School. Whether it is academics, athletics, fine and performing arts, clubs, or a combination of these things, many of us had had many accomplishments over these last 4 years, and we should all be very proud. If there is one thing being a student at Dracut High School has given us, it has been learning how to deal with real-life problems. It hasn't been an easy ride for the class of 2015. Between budget cuts, increasing fees, weekly fire alarms, and not knowing what section of the school was going to be demolished next, we have learned how to adapt to essentially anything. Things have not come easy to us seniors. We have had to persevere through things that many high schoolers have never even thought of. Even last week, we experienced this as we arrived to our prom with no electrical power. Yet here we are, an accomplished group of individuals with different paths of success ahead of us. The people I am looking at are a group of fighters, and I admire each and every one of you. Thank you. Speaking in front of you all tonight is my last duty as class president, besides planning class reunions for the next 50 years. Get ready for the emails now. As we go our separate ways after being locked in together all night, I hope each of you can reflect back on the times that made our years so great. From sports games, pep rallies, semis, powder puff, spring musicals, senior nights, prom, and senior week, it has been quite the ride. A Hindu philosopher, Sai Baba Shirdi, once said, "What matters is to live in the present. Live now, for every moment is now." It is your thoughts and acts of the moment that create your future. The outline of your future path already exists, for you created this pattern by your past. These past 12 years have prepared us for the years ahead. Now it is our job to take what we have learned in our hometown and share it with anyone who hasn't had the privilege of calling him or herself a Midi. It has truly been an honor serving as your class president, and I wish all of you the best of luck in the future. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. And now, it is my honor to introduce the Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Stephen Stone.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome members of the school committee, members of the Board of Selectmen, Representative Gary, the administration, the faculty, the staff, guests, and the class of 2015. It is an honor to be here tonight. I graduated from high school in 1982, some 33 years ago. I also just turned 50 years old a couple of months ago. It is inevitable that when you hit such milestones, you're forced to contemplate the world around you. For those of you who have already turned 50, you all know that even if you don't want to engage in such contemplation, the mailing you receive from the AARP forces you to do so. So in my case, after I ceremoniously threw the application in the trash, I looked around at my family who were going about their day. It struck me how differently they react with the world. My 11-year-old daughter was in her room FaceTiming with a friend. My 14-year-old son was sitting looking angry and making sure I saw him. I had just taken away his phone, and from his perspective, he had been in prison. When I stupidly offered that he could use the home phone or email using the home computer if he wished to speak with a friend, I received a look that was equal parts derision and condescension. Teenagers simply cannot communicate in a world in which I learned. One child video chatting with a friend, one wallowing in a black hole of isolation. I'm 50 now, I can officially say it. Back in my day, when I was in high school, my access to people outside of my line of sight was directly related to the length of the phone cord attached to the phone hanging in my kitchen. This made planning something I did not want my parents to know about, or talking to a girlfriend quite tricky, given that I couldn't go further than 5 feet away from a wall in the most common space in my house. As an adult, I'm adapting to the world and its new level of connectedness. You, the class of 2015, have all grown up with this new paradigm. There is no other construct for you. For you, the absence of instant connectedness is something unimaginable and unacceptable. By the way, that is the very reason parents know by taking a phone away is the best punishment possible to a teenager. I can tell you that there are few circumstances more isolating than being a superintendent and standing in my dining room at 4 o'clock in the morning, alternatively looking at weather reports on my computer, looking out the window and seeing snowflakes wafting down, all while texting Mr. Graham, our facilities director, about the conditions in our schools, knowing that within a couple of hours, a lot of people are either going to love me or they're going to hate me. That new connectedness we live with, however, gives me a new perspective. Through the magic of Twitter, I now can hear from Dracut High students and receive opinions about what I should do in such circumstances. This year alone, with all of the snowstorms we endured, I received lots of feedback from some of you. Everyone was happy when I canceled school. And I quote, at Dracut Super, which is my Twitter handle for those of you who don't tweet, you're a savior. At Dracut Super, you cure people's hearts, you know that? Thank you at Dracut Super for your generosity. It makes one feel good to receive such feedback. The feedback I received when I called 2-hour delays, however, was a little less pleasant. At Dracut Super, are you kidding me? At Dracut Super, you're killing me, Steven. At Dracut Super, dude. At Dracut Super, you ain't a savior. Mr. Manley, we might have to talk about an elective in social media and grammar. At Dracut Super, think I'm gonna ride my Tauntaun to school tomorrow. For those of you unfamiliar with Star Wars, this is an animal that lives on a planet that's a lot like Siberia. And a creative Dracut's highest student suggested, at Dracut Super, 6-hour delay? Question mark. To the adults here, remember what it was like to listen to WBZ on the transistor radio, listening to the school cancellation list in the morning and how long it would take to get through to your school. This new connectedness we are living with does give me a fleeting sense of power and control as students wait breathlessly for the tweet that frees them from the shackles of school for the day. Dracut High students are certainly comfortable sharing their feelings with me, as I learned this winter. And I quote, at Dracut Super, be a bro and cancel school. At Dracut Super, bruh, come on. And then it gets more personal. At Dracut Super, you're so annoying. From a certain young lady named Berlini, who I believe is here, who apparently has a need to use all 140 characters. At Dracut Super, please, no school. Please, 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 please. And I continue. At Dracut Super, OMG, which I had to look up when I first started using Twitter. Please just cancel already, with multiple sad-faced emojis following it. All capital letters. At Dracut Super, yo, just cancel. What do you think this is? A creative crowdsourcing idea. At Dracut Super, if I get 100 retweets on this tweet, snow day tomorrow? From someone named Hamzy, who I believe is here. At Dracut Super, okay, Stone, step by step, here's what you do. Followed by a link to a picture that showed how to enter characters in Twitter. And finally, at Dracut Super, what would Jesus do? It has been a pleasure watching, listening, and observing you all. As you step out into our connected, brave new world, I simply offer a caution that to interact with the world carefully. The connectedness we all live with creates a limitless and sometimes uncontrollable web of interaction. Be thoughtful and diligent. Use your passion for connectedness to shape the world in a way that adds value to the lives of others. I wish you well on your journey and congratulate you on your achievement. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Stone. This time I would invite the president of the Dracut Scholarship Foundation, Ms. Rebecca Duda, to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. I feel privileged to be here tonight as we celebrate the graduation of the class of 2015. 4 years ago, I had many of you in class as 8th graders right across the field. It is hard to believe that I am now standing before you at your graduation as you begin the next chapter in your lives. And whether or not I had the privilege of being your teacher, I wish the entire class of 2015 the very best as you leave Dracut High School. In the 58 years of its existence, the Dracut Scholarship Foundation has awarded over $2 million in scholarships. Our awards go to students who excel academically, participate in extracurricular activities, and perform countless hours of community service. At Pride Night this past Wednesday, the foundation had the honor of awarding $107,100 in scholarships to 48 deserving Dracut High School seniors. Our annual booklet is available here tonight. Please take one and take note of all of the foundation's generous supporters. The board wishes to thank all the businesses, individuals, volunteers, and civic organizations who donate their money, time, goods, and services in support of our fundraising activities each year. At this time, I would like to acknowledge the recipients. I ask each student to stand when his or her name is called, and please remain standing until all have been announced. I also ask that everyone hold their applause until all recipients have been announced. Natasha Aker, Andrew Botris, Timothy Collins, Alexandra Cochran, Kaylee DiCamillo, Samantha Durand, John Fahey, Shayla Fitzgerald, Peter Gachuki, Patrick Gadbin, Kelsey Goodwin, Zachary Grant, Brandon Hoots, Megan Jones, Edward Judge, Hui Kang, Caitlin LaBeouf, Taylor Lefebvre, Kelly Lefebvre, Nicholas Makarutz. Sorry. I didn't have you in class, so I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sarah Malahan, Jessica McHugh, Rachel Nadolny, Stephanie Pantano, Tahiti Patel, Linda Pham, Audrey Ramirez, Alexander Rose, Magdalene Stathis, Jason Zhao, Tara Brownson, Alexa Hyde, Joel Manzi, Hannah Momblow, Erin Morissette, Valerie Newen, Megan Bradley, Catherine Colfer, Cassidy Diaz, Thomas Hovanek, Maria Jessam, Andrew Carlson, Megan Messer, Phyllis Najori, Mohammed Hamzi, Robert Lupian, Ari Maliaros, and Daniel Bazarian. Congratulations. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I wish to extend our sincere congratulations to the entire class of 2015. We wish you the best in all your future endeavors and hope you will always remember what a special and generous community the town of Dracut is. Thank you.
And now, it is my honor to introduce our class salutatorian, Erin Morissette.
To my classmates, their friends and family, school and town leaders, Good evening, and welcome to Dracut High School's graduation of the class of 2015. It is an amazing privilege to have the opportunity to speak to all of you as a proud student of DHS and as an extreme proud member of this class. We are here celebrating this incredible transition in our lives, and that calls for a lot of ground to cover, most frequently reminiscing about the past and offering advice for the future. But there will be plenty of time to compile photo albums and be lectured about our newfound responsibilities. Class of 2015, tonight we are celebrating the now. We are celebrating us, and that's what I want to share with our family and friends here tonight. The individual talent we have in the class of 2015 is incredible and deserves much recognition. We all independently contribute to this class as the hundreds of musical notes on a page create a score. Every single one of us adds to the music with a beautifully unique pitch, sound, and timbre. However, I believe that as a class, all of the individual notes carefully crafted together into chords, melodies, and harmonies, we create a song that outshines any one voice. To help present this song to you tonight, I have been asking our teachers, the one who deserves all of the credit in getting us to this point today, for their perspectives on who the class of 2015 is and what our music sounds like. To Mr. Langell, we are intellectually curious, and I couldn't think of a better quality to accompany us in whatever we decide to pursue. To Mr. Woods, we are resilient, as he has informally dubbed this group the class of storm delays. And it is true, we have weathered many storms, literally and metaphorically, and come back stronger than before. To Mr. Chukrin, we are wicked smart and hugely talented. And the perspective that struck me as the most significant and accurate came from Mrs. McCabe. She told me that she had simply never seen a class that gets along so well, a class that will always be willing to help each other out. Sure, we have our distinct groups within the class, but it is truly amazing how, especially in these last few months, these groups have come together as a whole that is greater than its parts and a symphony more profound than its movements. Even this past week, I saw this quality come to life as we were able to throw an impromptu talent show, complete with freestyling acts and Beowulf recitations, before graduation practice one morning, and then successfully complete the wave around this entire field that afternoon. And lastly, to me, the class of 2015 consists of best friends, passionate classmates, supportive teammates, and the only group of people that I would want to make this unique music with and throw my graduation cap into the air with. I would like to leave you with a borrowed pregame speech as spoken by Coach Herb Brooks of the 1980 Olympic hockey team, and as we prepare ourselves to face challenges that may be as intimidating as the Soviets. Great moments are born from great opportunities. And that's what you have here tonight, class of 2015. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
And now, it is my honor to introduce our class valedictorian, Mohammed Hamzi.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, administration and teachers, and my fellow Dracut High School graduates of the class of 2015. As our class all filed out here tonight, I'm sure you noticed how we did everything by the book, as best as we could, of course. Believe it or not, we only had 2 days of actual procession practice, thanks to the rain that decided to show up the first week of June of all months. As disappointed as I am that the weather could be so rude to us, I want to talk about rain because there's a lot we can learn about it. And snow can be included in that discussion, I suppose, but that's still a sore subject and I'd rather not bring it up. Returning to the process of getting everyone organized here for this ceremony, I want to start by saying that there are plenty of times when being methodical works well, where being careful and rehearsed keeps everything running like it's supposed to, and this is a perfect example. But I want to take my time up here during probably the last occasion where I'll address you as a class and as a town to relay some things I've learned during these last few months at Dracut High. I've learned it's not always in our best interest as human beings to be rigid and to go through life ruled by schedules, routines, and doctrines that we solidify in our minds. And I'll admit, a year or so ago, I would be the last person to suggest that we all just go with the flow. It was during a particularly hectic and highly unorthodox senior year at DHS that I realized that expecting things to follow through like planned was not going to float the boat that I'm standing on right now. It was when we watched the completion of the construction of our new high school, when we accommodated for one of the longest winters I'm sure any of us can remember, when we lost power at our prom venue a week ago, and when we weren't sure whether or not our teachers would be standing here to watch us graduate tonight, that we as a class learned the importance of fluidity. Author Mary Catherine Bateson said that fluidity and discontinuity are central to the reality in which we live. Philosopher and writer Alan Watts said that there's no way we can expect to ever be perfectly secure in a universe whose very nature is momentariness and fluidity. While that concept may seem a little complex and far-fetched, we can see fluidity around us all the time. Water in a river almost always finds its way past the biggest rocks or along the tightest curves, and rain almost always manages to seep into our clothes and the earth, no matter how dry. What being fluid means is being ready to make sacrifices, and acknowledging that to be successful, we have to go into every new situation with the mindset that our way of solving a problem is not always going to be the best one. It means realizing that failure is inevitable. We all have and will continue to face issues, but what sets a success apart from a failure is the approach we take to these issues. It's like trying to fit a round peg in a square hole. Staying rigid and unchanging in the face of even the smallest problem will bring failure time and time and again. Being fluid means conforming and shaping ourselves to every challenge, where every time we fail, we adjust. Fluids aren't constricted by structure. They flow and take different shapes, adapting to whatever container they find themselves in. These past 4 years, Dracut High School has been our container. In our next chapters of life, we'll have to be constantly adapting and forming to new nuances, all while trying desperately to find our places in the world. As much as we may try and oppose it, and as much as we may feel that we're not ready for it, everything is going to change. So while we all may wish that we could stay here in Dracut and spend this next summer like it's never going to end, the time is coming where we're going to have to realize that our most difficult days are behind us and not ahead of us and not behind us. I wish it could be that way. I've learned a lot. I've learned a great deal at DHS, but if there's one thing I can take away from my 4 years here, it's that it's easy to underestimate how prepared we are to take on what's before us. Sometimes it takes a group of your closest friends or a certain teacher to see your strengths better than you can see them yourself. I realized today that what's going to make leaving Dracut High so hard is the impact we've had on this school and this town. We leave our classmates, but also the underclassmen, teachers, and the families of our friends. Everyone seems to blend into one big family, fluidly and without us noticing until it's time to say goodbye for a while. But what can comfort us, though, is knowing that these people will be back here to welcome us home no matter what happens. I want to express my best wishes to the class of 2015, full of friends who have become my family, and remind you to take in all the feelings of graduation now while you can, because like the great Ferris Bueller once said, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
I will now call upon the Dracut School Committee to award diplomas to the class of 2015. Class roll to be called by Vice Principal Vogel. Mohammed Khalil Hamzi. Erin May Morissette. Alexander Andrew Corcoran. Kaylee Ann DiCamillo. Aristomenes George Malios. Lilium Michelle Abreu. Natasha Paige Acker. Jillian Rose Albuja. Philip Antonelli Jr. Miranda Enzoloni. Jacob Calhoun Arbuckle. Caitlin Rose Arcand. Andrew Joseph Augusta. Connor Sean Bayless. Tyler Philip Bassett. Daniel Law Bazarian. Adam Norman Beaudry. Richard John Beckwith. Jackson Thomas Cole Bennett. Jason Anthony Bergeron. Megan Lorraine Bernard. Bradley Paul Betancourt. Brooke Elizabeth Berolini. Brandon Patrick Bishop. Adriana Marie Bonilla. Emily Elizabeth Bonilla. Andrew Boulis Bochos. Megan Bradley. Mandy Rose Breton. Mason Edward Brulette. Jack Michael Brown. Mary Rose Alexandra Brown. Tara Ashley Brownson. Matthew Allen Bunker. Erin Laura Burgoyne. Nicole Ann Burgoyne. Barrett. Samantha Lee Carmody. Maria Gabriella Cavalcante. Cameron Robert Chaucy. Johnny Jr. Clarison. Hannah Rose Coulter. Mark Daniel Cody. Rachel Elizabeth Bendy Renee Coughlin. Catherine Julia Colfer. Timothy Sean Collins. Jacob Richard Conlin. Daniel James Conlin. David J. Connolly. Jesse Arthur Corbin. Samuel John Cormier. Leticia Pereira Cuda. John Joseph Carreo. Andrew John Bernard Curtis. Alexandria Christine D'Amico. Daniel Da Silveira. Zachary Cabot Deneau. Heather Michelle Demers. Albert Thomas DeVincent. Cassidy Marie Diaz. Eric Diodoni. Kevin Xavier Doval. Caitlin Ann Dubé. Tyler Ryan Duff. Samantha Ray Durand. Brianna Alyssa Enger. John James Fahey. Shayla Kathleen Fitzgerald. Michael Anthony Forestier. Deanna Michelle Fortin. Alexandra Marie Frazier.
Kayla Marie Frazier. Peter Kumgu Kachuki. Ryan David Gagnon. Danielle Lorraine Ganji. Michael Paul Gantz. Matthew Andrew George. Patrick Edward George. Patrick Joseph Godbon. Douglas Earl Gooden. Kelsey Gail Goodwin. Brian Thomas Gulisian. Richard Calvin Goss. Adam David Gorby. Zachary Weston Grant. Jacqueline Kathleen Grennan. Nicholas Robert Grupka. Jenny Tan Goy. Nicholas Andrew Hayward. Derek Krishna Hang. Jasmine Denise Hickman. Brandon Michael Hoots. Thomas Michael Horvatic. Alexa Rebecca Hyde. Isatu Jaite. Lauren Elizabeth Janowitz. Daniel Patrick Jorosh. Monique Shatiara Jesus. Shaylee Ann Johnson. Tori Nicole Johnson. Megan Elizabeth Jones. Edward John Judge. Maria Deborah Jasone. Miriam Colunzi. Andrew Robert Carlson. Huilin Kian. Samantha Eileen Kelly. Kailani Lillian Kuthi. Matthew Peter Lakiana. Jessica Lynn Lugassi. Nicholas Paul Landry. Courtney Norma Langlace. Ashley Paige LeBoeuf. Caitlin Nicole LeBoeuf. Brittany Kiana Lee. Kelly Nicole LaFave. Taylor Marie LaFave. Christopher Ronald Leonard. Joshua Harry Lerman. Theodore Alexander Liakis. Ryan Matthew Logan. Jerome Pope Lorne. Robert William Lundberg. Robert Nelson Lupian. Donovan Michael Lee. Tiara Marie Lyons. Scott Michael McNeil. Jessica Gray McShane. Rachel Patricia Maley. Nicholas Joseph Makowitz. Nicholas Paul Mackey. Nicholas Kenneth Marlowe. Sarah Catherine Malahan. Joel Philip Manzi. Foster Bonsu Marfo. Chad Tyler Morocco. Lauren Ashley Marshall. Samuel Richard Martin. Rebecca Elizabeth Mason. Stephen Douglas Maxim. Daniel Robert McGillespie. Alex Cody McCarthy. Haley Robin McCarthy. Joshua Adam McDermott. Jessica Michelle McHugh. Jack William McKenna. Sarah Marie Maranakis. Megan Elizabeth Messer. Raymond Craig Middleton. Nicole Anne Marie Mirabello. Hannah Margaret Momblo. Emily Elizabeth Monette. Rachel Marie Monette. Alexis Ray Morin. Chloe Paige Morrissey. Tiffany Jordan Morris. Tracy Mukami. Eric Patrick Murphy. Michael Joseph Murphy. Vasia Murphy. Rachel Morgan Nadolny. Peter Arthur Natsius. Valerie Tina Nguyen. Sarah Ann Nickerson. Christina Maria Nyan. Phyllis Womboy Jarogi. Jamie Lynn Norman. Zachary George Willett. Brian Zachary Pacheco. Erica Mitchell Paisner. Tyler John Palumbo. Stephanie Marie Pantano. Christopher Mitchell Paquette. Dahidi Patel. Ted David Patno Jr. Linda Yum Pham. Stephen Michael Plowman. Evan Eric Porter. Jasmine Sota Preem. Audrey Morgan Ramirez. Devin James Regan. Kayla Ritchie. Victoria Teresa Roberts. Erica Patrice Rondo. Alexander Robert Rose. Brittany Nicole Rose. Gage Michael Russo. Jonathan Morris Ryan. Madison Rachel Ryan. Parody Kaylee Sathoff. Catherine Alexandra Sackett. Nicole Lee Santos. Jared Adam Sawyer. Brian Richard Schiavi. Christopher James Seidel. John Joseph Shepard. Jonathan Kendai Shumba. Matthew Francis Suk. Tyler Francis Silva. Anthony Joseph Simmons. Emmanuel Solomon Grace Ima Simone. Callista Nudi Sathisai. Magdalene Stathis. Kevin Joseph Steary. Hannah Quinn Stevens. Samantha Morgan Supranat. Anastasia Maria Tom Buckles. Alexander Michael Tassiopoulos. Erica Thais Tower. Jocelyn Margaret Telio. Jennifer Stacy Field. Emily Ann Tierney. Nicholas Michael Tierney. Solina Jade Tomlinson. Samantha Lee Chapuco. Frank Michael Trzynski. Jessica Brooke Vadney. Andrew Adam Valdina. Stephen James Valente. Emily Marie Valente. Sarah Nicole Vasconcelos. Patrick David Vossmer. Andrew Chen Shirley Walsh. Richard Martin O'Coin, Wedge. Colby David Wilkins. Austin Patrick Williams. Samuel Thomas Ritz. Katie Ann Wojcik. Sean Michael Yabanian. Elizabeth Virginia Yost. Jason Zhu.
Everyone can just stay standing for a second. Before we close today's events, I'd like to continue a tradition that was initiated last year. At Dracut Super, let me take a selfie with the class of 2015. Thank you so much. As my last official duty as the president of the class of 2015, I ask the seniors to signify their new status as high school graduates by moving their tassels. What? Never mind. So, how's everybody feeling? All right. Everyone get in their spots. This is for real. I'm just going to start over. Come. As my last official duty as president of the class of 2015. What? Zoo's not done? All right, is the whole family here? Can I do it? Are we ready? Are we ready? Okay. As my last official duty as president of the class of 2015, I ask the seniors to signify their new status as high school graduates by moving their tassels from the left to the right. Congratulations, graduates. All graduates are invited to a reception, and their families and friends are invited as well, for a reception to be held in the brand new Dracut High School courtyard. At this point, will the graduates of the class of 2015 please rise as Mr. Manley leads the high school recessional to the reception in the courtyard. Thank you so much. Have a great night, everyone.